China is cheating on climate change. This whole international summit is really a charade. It's ridiculous. All the nations of the world get together and sign a treaty where they promise to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. It's meeting in Paris today. Well, the fact of the matter is there's only one country that has to be reined in on its greenhouse emissions, and that's China. And the agreement won't even be binding on China. Right now, the world emits about 32 or 33 million metric tons of carbon, and that helps create global warming, the environmentalists say. Out of that 30 odd million, China has 10 of it. And in 2000, China had only 4. So it's increased its emissions enormously. So China now has 10, the United States has 5, European Union has 4, India has 2, Japan has 1, and Russia has 1. So it's basically a Chinese issue. And the US and Europe and the other countries are going to continue to reduce their emissions. But China is making no commitment to reduce its emissions. In fact, as current trends continue, they will double their emissions by 2025. In other words, before they actually start any reduction, which is slated for 2032, they will actually increase their carbon emissions by more than the rest of the world will decrease its emissions. So the planet will, as a whole, emit more carbon. And the atmosphere doesn't care where it comes from, be it China, the US, or Europe. And the Europeans and the Americans and Japanese are jumping through hoops to try to reduce their carbon emissions, raising electric bills, decreasing the availability of power, forcing renovation of all of our utility plants at enormous cost, making our cars less competitive on the road, making our industries less competitive with the Chinese industries that don't have any carbon controls until 2030. All of this is going on, not to help stop global warming, but to leave China as the culprit and help stop everybody else's global warming. It's absolutely absurd. Until the Chinese agree to rein in their carbon emissions and their greenhouse gases, you're not going to have any reduction in global emissions. Now, this all assumes that climate change is happening. It all assumes that it's a crisis. I'm taking the left at its word on that. But even so, this is not the world's problem. This is China's problem. Thanks for watching.